So what we're going to do now is go up and down the technology stack and show you exactly what we're doing and what's new. So our stack, of course, is applications, middleware, database, and infrastructure. That's what we do. So we're going to start at the top, we're going to drill down, and we'll have different people coming on stage, different experts to talk about each area. So within the applications area, there's really two components to applications, or families of products, the way we look at it. So there's the traditional ERP and CRM applications, or horizontal applications, if you will, that all companies buy, things like financials, HR, manufacturing, supply chain. We're number one in many of those categories. Those are important products, and we invest billions of dollars in staying competitive and bringing innovations there. But then there's a second category of products where there aren't as many competitors, at least not the ones you traditionally think of. There are a different set of competitors. They're called industry applications. And so when the software industry started, and for most of the last 30 years, the easiest thing to do is build products that all companies can use, but that's a bigger market, and that's where most companies operate, and namely SAP, our chief competitor. This other area of industry applications is highly specialized. You can only sell it to one industry. You need the domain expertise, but it's very strategic to the customer. And so we also have a family of products by industry, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So let's start with the industry area first. The industry applications, we have focused business units in many of these industries who only focus on that one industry. They run their own P&L with sales and development, marketing, focusing on that industry, products and customers, making sure they understand that industry. You have experts who only work in that industry. So if you look at across those areas, you can see in many of these areas, we have all the top customers, or most of the top customers who are using our product areas. So we have our areas of specialty. And we have business units around communications, for instance, retail, financial services, and that's all they do. So we think this is a very important area of growth. And defining how we come up with what products to deliver to that industry will tell you a lot about our strategy and how we make decisions on which acquisitions to make and how we build the entire tech stack. That's why I'm starting at the top level industry application. So I'll show you how that comes together. So as an example of how we go about this, I want to pick one of these industries, communications, to show you how we constructed the solution map of what we've delivered and how we go about that. So you can see 20 of the top 20 top telcos already use our products. So we've been very successful there. So let me show you, go back in time, show you where we were and what we did to expand our presence and what we have today. So if you look at, let's go back and turn back the clock to 2004, before we started the acquisition strategy in volume. This is a solution map of what most telcos and communications companies do for a living. They need all of these applications, all this infrastructure to run a telco. So the things that are in red is what we could deliver back in 2004. And it was the database, the middleware, i.e. the infrastructure level, and ERP, things like HR, human resources, financial management, procurement. Those are important, you have to have those. However, the bulk of the business for a telco, how they land new customers, keep customers, reduce churn, provision their network, mediate with the network, all the things that actually turn a cell phone service on and off and allow them to charge you for it. That's the guts of the business. That's all up there in white, where you see telco-specific business operations, pricing, rating, billing. We didn't have any of that, and neither did SAP. We just did the ERP level because, again, that was easier to do. This other area is highly complex. And so we looked at this and said, we need to be in this infrastructure level. We're good at that. We need to be in ERP. We're not good at that. But to really be strategic for telcos and drive their business, help them win more business, and serve their customers better, we can't be a player unless we do these very important things above that are specific to telcos. So that's what we decided to do. So to describe to you how we got there, I wanted to introduce the general manager for our communications business unit, global business unit, who came through us through an acquisition of a company called Portal when we started this strategy to get bigger in telecommunications. So I want to bring to the stage Bhaskar Gordy. Bhaskar.
Follow Michael Phelps.
Yeah, but you got a lot to talk about, so you'll be equally impressed. So let's start talking about what's happened since you joined Oracle through the Portal acquisition, and your background is completely in telecommunications. So I think it'd be a good idea for you to kind of describe what happened.
Love to. So as you all know, we have been selling database and middleware and ERP applications for telcos for a very long time. But as you saw Charles describe, how we want to become more mission critical. So how do we move from the database, middleware, back office, into the front office, into the network, into the call stream, and into a telco's revenue generating operations. So in the last 4 years, we have been bringing together what I call a dream team of industry leaders in innovation of software applications in the market. Starting with times 10, which is our in-memory database, which many telcos use and network providers. The world's leader in customer relationship management, especially in the telecom industry, Cebu. Innovative HotSIP and Net4Call for service delivery platforms. Real-time rating and billing from Portal software. A complete suite of network management, from managing the inventory of the network, how do you provision it, how do you activate it. More importantly, we added NetSure, which is how do you have intelligence into the network and see what's happening. We all know of BI, but business intelligence for the network. And then our most recent addition is the leader in telecom middleware, BEA. So the last 4 years, these are each and every applications and domain expertise and innovation that we have brought on board on our portfolio. So you want to know how it looks now?
How it looks now.
So this was 2004.
2004, as I mentioned, that's what we look like.
Right? So today, we are the only software company in the market, the only software company that has a complete end-to-end suite of industry applications. So this comes to your topic of complete, right? So the complete set of applications. We still have more innovation to do, but this has continuously evolved as the industry is changing.
Sure, it's never done, it's a never-ending journey, because there will always be new things, but certainly delivering a solution map that looks like this from Oracle, we can do a lot for people, and we can provide the integration out of the box, which is kind of what people were asking us to do.
Yeah.
So compare that to, say, what SAP is doing. Have they followed you in doing this?
Who?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Well, if I take this picture, and let's say, what does SAP have here? You want to take a look at that? So this is how their picture looks. They run on our technology and our middleware. They do have ERP, but they are not in the telecom industry in terms of business operations and managing the network, rolling out new services. Now, having said that, in our commitment to openness, we do have out-of-the-box integration with SAP applications in the market.
Right, but they're relegated to that ERP layer, and they've been promising things for years. Okay.
Yeah, no two telecom companies compete just because they have a great general ledger.
Got it. Okay, so that's where we are. And the natural question people normally ask is, great, we understand you're more complete, you have more of the components, but how are you doing this integration, and are you doing it in a way where it's flexible, extensible, and I don't want to recreate a problem with custom integration. We understand that, we got that. So what we did was create an entire architecture for integration. Application Integration Architecture is what we call it, AIA. And what this is integration built on standards, standard middleware. You can integrate any Oracle application together. You can integrate non-Oracle applications. These are composite applications that call a set of services. And the beauty of this Internet Standards thing is now that people are publishing the services around their product. You can put that in a repository and register those with the Enterprise Service Bus. Those services are available to be called. That's all we're doing, building composite applications between our own applications. They're open, you can see exactly what we've done, document it, you can extend them yourselves. We have a set of business objects we've defined across industries, a couple hundred business objects, things for an invoice, for a customer, etc. And these services, or composite applications, simply are the applications that connect our own applications and third parties. And we built some of these to SAP, because some of our customers need that out of the box to SAP. So you can see legacy applications can participate. We We give the same platform to ISVs. They build integrations to our products. We give the same platform to systems integrators. Many of them are taking their knowledge of certain business processes and integrations where they have expertise, and they're building out-of-the-box integration as well on the same platform. Instead of custom integration done by consultants, hardwired, one thing changes, you can't upgrade again, or you have to redo the integration. So we want to formalize the way integration is done. The same way we now have packaged applications when we used to build everything 30 years ago. We want packaged integrations instead of custom integration going forward. And this is the way you do it. Upgradable, standard, built on a regular middleware.
So what we have done, we've taken this and taken it to the next level in some of the industries that we serve, where we actually look at certain industry processes, like order to bill and customer care. So here is an example of what is already delivered to the market between our customer relationship management, into our billing, and into our Oracle financials. So that streamlines the entire ordering, billing, and customer care. And we have many such industry-specific business processes we have done in the different industries.
That's great.
Would you like to see this as a demo, or?
It'd be great. It would be nice to talk to a customer. That's
well, okay. I thought you would say that. So I would like to invite on the stage Chief Information Officer Jan Mouchet of KPN. Jan, could you just share with us what about KPN and what you're doing with Oracle?
Yeah, KPN is a mid-sized European telco servicing about 35 million customers in a couple of European countries. And we face exactly the same application landscape that Bhaskar showed you before. Now, the communications industry has a very rapid change. Actually, I thought it was the most challenging industry in terms of change, but we've been caught up by the public sector now that they are requiring the financial institutions. Now change means for IT that we need to be fast. Time to market, speed of delivery is key. So when Oracle, Bhaskar and his people started assembling all those companies to fill out the landscape, and when on top of that, it was a promise of out-of-the-box integration, we thought that would help us a lot in getting faster to the market. So we bought into that idea with dollars and euros, and we started developing a new generation of IT based on this idea. And what we did is, for our new fiber to the office, fiber to the home, fiber to the curb infrastructure, we created a greenfield where we deployed Siebel, the billing software, we had the ERP, we did the AIA integration order to bill between Siebel and Portal, we got some Stellent in there, content management, and some single sign-on, and we did a project in 7 months' time. And that would have taken us at least a year, at least, under normal circumstances. So gaining 5 months of delivery time is a huge benefit for a company like ours. So that's where we are. We're going to continue that. We're happy with our choices. And we're going to deploy it in more projects. That's why I have this shopping list, which I need to discuss with these people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
AI brings tremendous benefit and flexibility to our customers for 3 reasons. First, it comes with pre-built solutions between Oracle products. Second, it uses a standards-based architecture which allows the customer to extend their enterprise. And third, they can customize the solution for their unique business process.
It just made sense for us, since we already had a large investment in Siebel, to go ahead and purchase the AIA integration product, because we saw the synergy that could gain by going to one company for all of our solutions. Business processes can be more easily managed by using the process integration pack, and the canned data value maps that come with the integration pack will make that integration much easier.
The foundation pack not only provided us with best practices, it also gave us the tools to kickstart our SOA journey. And having somebody else define the EBOs, the enterprise business objects, definitely save time and effort.
The investments we're making in Oracle's application integration architecture are a natural outgrowth of our current investments with Oracle in the Fusion middleware space and the BEA space. Oracle's application integration architecture takes into account the very specific need that we have to deliver differentiated solutions by industry. Coupled with Accenture's industry expertise, we think it gives us a great opportunity to deliver high-value solutions that are versatile at speed for our clients.
I think the primary thing about application integration architecture that we were very interested in is the fact that it's based on standards, it's based on a complete SOA framework, and it allows us to integrate both Oracle to Oracle applications, leveraging the process integration packs, as well as to create common, robust integrations between Oracle and Schneider applications, which are also critical to our success.
So AIA is a crucial part of how we'll integrate applications going forward. We think it's a change in the IT landscape for someone to take on integration as a core competence. And so we think it took someone who was big in infrastructure, understood middleware well, and composite applications and the value of that in standards, but also had scale in the applications business so it could actually get it delivered into the marketplace and actually get it used. And so we're the only company that's positioned in both of those markets. So if you want more information on AIA, there's this drill down session with Jose Lazares, who runs this product and development later today. And then there are lots of demos in the demo grounds. The specific integrations between a particular module and another module, we call them process integration packs. There's a long list of them that are already shipping and more on their way. We're demoing a lot of those. So if you want to get a lot more information, check them out at the demo grounds. So next, I want to mention that that was just one industry we described. You can see the complexity and how we drill down, built the solution map over time. We have other industries who've done the same thing and build that solution map. What do we need to do to deliver value to our customers? How can we add value? Then build the integration between the components with AIA. So the new business, industry business units we're announcing this week is one for insurance. We made 2 acquisitions recently. A company called Admin Server, which was the hot new startup company in the insurance industry for policy administration. And if you're in the insurance industry, you've probably heard of them. And then Skywire for illustration, for illustrating policies. And so now we have a broad footprint of next generation technology for insurance companies, which is yet another industry that historically built those applications. And now they want off-the-shelf software integrated in a standards-based way. So insurance, we're announcing this week. There'll be a drill down session on this tomorrow, and we're actually announcing some of the AIA Foundation packs tomorrow at that session. And then the second one is health sciences for clinical trials process. We've been in this market for a while. We've formalized our industry business unit and acquired more components around that. And again, more detail on that is available at the show as well. So we'll continue to do this, build that solution map out, build the integration between them, supported by standard infrastructure technology. So I've talked about the industry applications, and now I want to update you on ERP, CRM applications to go to the next level of the stack. And so that is a very important area for many of you. You're using many of those products already. So I want to do that by bringing to the stage the EVP of development who runs all of horizontal applications, CRM, ERP, for instance, and he also runs middleware and database. Let me bring to the stage Chuck Rosewat.
Glad to be here.
Great. So I have to say something about Chuck. So when we talk about acquisitions, Chuck came to us 15 years ago.
13 and a half.
13 and a half, something like that.
Not pushing too much.
All right, I was trying to add it up. From the RDE acquisition, which was a database we bought from Digital Equipment, and as Larry likes to say, the best thing we got from that acquisition was Chuck Rosewat, who's running most of the development. So welcome, Chuck.
Thank you.
So we talked about ERP and CRM applications. These are the categories. Let's start getting into what's going on, what's the strategy, and what's new. So maybe you can take us through it.
Great, let's start with the strategy, and then we'll talk about what we've been doing over this last year, and then what's new that you'll see at the show this year. To start off with the strategy, we really have three elements of our horizontal application strategy. The first is what we call applications unlimited. And by that we mean there are no limits as far as enhancements that we plan on doing for the product and support for the products. We work with a variety of customer advisory boards, and whether it's a Siebel product or e-business suite, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, and a number of the other products that we've either built or acquired, we're continuing to enhance those products and then again provide lifetime support. Second part of the strategy is we have been building Fusion applications. What we mean by that is building a brand new set of applications following some basic principles. And those principles are built on industry standard middleware. That's why we've been so aggressive about building out our Fusion middleware stack. Also, integrating new user interface technology, new business intelligence technology, so literally it's a new experience for you through a series of applications. And we've started to deliver those over this past year. And the last major part of our overall application strategy for horizontal applications is to deliver it the way that you want it. So to deliver our software either on-premise, so you install it on your machines, or whether you come to on-demand and we host the software and run it for you, or any combination or state in between. So those are the three major elements of our horizontal product strategy.
So let's talk about some of the innovations over the last year. What happened? You guys shipped a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, we've have a lot of developers and we've been busy and productive. If you look across this list, I'm sure you'll find a product that's familiar to you that you use, and in many cases, many of these products. And you'll see whole new products being introduced this last year, as well as hundreds of enhancements to literally every product that's part of our application portfolio.
So the key point here is when we started acquiring some of these products, there was a natural fear and concern of how they'd be supported and enhanced. And I think one thing we can say is we did exactly what we told you we were going to do. We enhanced these products, new middleware, new analytics, globalized them, new localizations. That's what your support dollars paid for, and we continue to do that. Make the products easier to use, easier to upgrade, and I think fast forward to today, the reason people are so much more comfortable is they've seen what we've done over the last few years. So we're going to continue to invest in these product lines.
But we're also not stopping there. We have a lot of new things that you'll see this week. We'll go quickly through a couple of them. Last year, we introduced Oracle E-Business Suite Release 12 in 2007. And this week at the show, you'll see a preview of the next release, Release 12.1 of E-Business Suite. Now, with Release 12, we really focused on rewriting the financials applications. It was based on demands from you that wanted to be able to be more global with our financials. So we added a number of features for global financial management. With 12.1, you'll see here, and in more detailed sessions, that we're adding new capabilities for supply chain, for manufacturing, HR, and other areas. So 12.1 is a release that we think will have a broader appeal because of the breadth of the capability for e-business suite.
So other areas include enhancing our strong position in human resources, delivering some of the edge applications around HR that you guys are all familiar with, things like talent dashboards, recruiting, performance management, succession planning, a lot of the newer areas. We're delivering that. That's available at the show as well. We have enhancements for JD Edwards, Enterprise One, still a hugely important install base for us, new enhancements there that they're enjoying. Social CRM. This is a hosted CRM offering, and what we've done is add a lot of Web 2.0 type technologies, communities, blogs, things enhanced in the selling process to allow salesmen to communicate with each other and with customers. We're managing deals, managing presentations, something called Sales Prospector. And then Siebel 8.1, loyalty and self-service. Siebel is our flagship platform for CRM, and we continue to enhance that as well. So all that's available and announced at the show, and you can see that in the demo halls. Fusion middleware, going down to the next level of the stack. Broad set of products there. We're now the #1 middleware company in the world. So Chuck, why don't you tell us how we got there, what we're doing?
Sure. Again, the strategy for middleware has been and continues to be what Charles positioned earlier, which is complete, open, and integrated. And as we build the platform out, you can see from the previous slide that we've really captured products in all the different areas that are considered middleware. So all the way from business intelligence to identity management, portals to our web center product, and on and on. There are a few principles, though, that we've kept in mind as we've built the products out and done our acquisitions. The first is best of breed. A lot of times, you think of identifying a suite with a lot of things that work well together, but aren't necessarily leadership in each of the categories. But that's definitely not the case with Fusion Middleware. In each area, we've gone after and developed best of breed technology. So whether you're using one of the components or a whole suite of them, you can be sure that those are best of breed. Also open. With Fusion Middleware, we coined the term several years ago, hot pluggable, so that you can take other middleware technologies and use them in conjunction with any of the components that you want to use from our middleware stack. We've also created several unified suites that, again, make it much easier for you, less costly, because we're doing all the testing, we're doing all the upgrades, we're doing all the integration.
And it appears to be working. What you guys have been doing, done a great job. If you look at Gartner and all the categories of middleware they track and evaluate, we're in the Magic Quadrant, and we're the only company that is uniformly across all these categories there. And the same thing with the Forrester Wave. They look at it slightly differently, but the same result. We're a leader across all these different categories, the only company leading in all these different areas. So we've become the largest middleware company, and this is a foundation technology for our business, because we're using this to do the integration, we're using this to develop applications as well.
Yeah, it's great to get the external reinforcement from analysts, but the biggest reinforcement is literally from you, using and giving us feedback on our products. This is what we've done over this past year in the middleware space. Again, very productive. It's a great group of developers. We've upgraded literally every component of the Fusion Middleware Suite 10G Release 3. So that's happened over the course of this last year. We also released new products in the enterprise performance management area, as well as business intelligence. And in supporting this integrated stack concept, the last point is we continue to do certifications so that our applications are certified to work with the latest and greatest features and versions of Oracle Fusion Middleware.
That's great. So, as usual, we have the afternoon news at the show for middleware as well. What we have coming?
Well, there are many things, but we'd like to focus at least on these three. And the first one, Charles, you may want to talk about, because you were so instrumental in bringing PEA into Oracle and the integration that followed. So, in development, we committed to a roadmap and some milestones, and we're happy to say we're there.
Yeah, that was important. So the milestones we laid out in July, we did a webcast with about 5,000 customers. We told you what integrations would be coming, what certifications, what new enhancements for existing BA products would be delivered. We did all those and delivered them ahead of time. And so we're off to a great start with BA. If you look at the results for the last couple quarters that we've had BA, they've certainly surpassed anyone's expectations. So we are very thrilled with how BA is doing.
Yeah, the development team from BEA has been great, and the integration with the teams has been remarkable, given that it's only less than 3 months. Second major area in Fusion Middleware to focus on briefly is that as we talk about the next release, the next major release of Fusion Middleware, which is 11G, we now have announced shipping this week the tools to build Fusion Middleware 11G applications. So you'll hear about new version of JDeveloper, new version of ADF, which is our application development framework, as well as TopLink. So those products are now available production for use to start building out applications with the new architectural model of 11G. And the last point, and you'll see this in the database area as well, we've started to move and make available for you our complete Fusion Middleware stack on the Amazon cloud. There's a lot of buzz about Amazon and cloud computing, and so, again, this is a way for you to deploy middleware on the cloud using virtualization, using the techniques that Amazon provides, now built into Oracle Fusion Middleware.